It's game time. The Kid Gowie. Ravens Nation. All we know is purple and black. And if you're not a Ravens fan, Welcome to Baltimore, Maryland, M&T Bank Stadium, where opponents don't make it out alive unless we bury them. Every team be afraid of them, especially all the quarterbacks, cause our defensive linemen won't hesitate to leave you sacked. Let's take a minute, go back to Super Bowl 35. Domination was an understatement up against the Giants. Numerous touchdowns, they put up numbers, and it didn't take a nutritionist to see they hunger. Only stat Kerry Collins could get was interceptions. He must have thought throwing to the D counted as receptions. The pass was legendary, but don't sleep on the present. Our secondary make quarterbacks avoid their direction. You tryna run the ball, you better hope your blockers work. You can juke, you can spin, but your destination's the turf. This is a man's game, being soft will get you hurt. Watch the defense force a fumble and the fans go berserk. 17 weeks, only one league out of 32 squads. No one's messing with our team. We all bleed black and purple, you can check our IVs. Raven Nation fly high, watch us all spread our wings. Put your game face on, embarrass the competition. You ain't talking about the greatest if the Ravens aren't mentioned. Screw every other team, cause those dudes are whack. In Baltimore, the only thing we know is purple and black. Go! They always win when the championship's on the line. So if you hoping that they failed, then you really wasting your time. Go and ask the 49ers, I'm pretty sure they remember when they made a comeback, but weren't declared the winners. 2 rings down, but you know they won't stop now. If the opposing D's caught slipping, you know exactly how that goes. That's another deep connection for 6 points in the end zone. The stadium goes wacko as Ravens put in work. Pittsburgh Steelers, that still curtain is looking more like a skirt. So tell me who they say is gonna beat them Bengals? Who used to be the Browns until they relocated? Ravens, they are one of the greatest. There's simply no denying it. To beat them, bringing your A game's a requirement. With the youth of the team, I bet they still be dominant, even after the greatest linebacker's retirement. 17 weeks, only one league out of 32 squads. No one's messing with our team. We all bleed black and purple, you can check our IVs. Raven Nation fly high, watch us all spread our wings. Put your game face on, embarrass the competition. You ain't talking about the greatest if the Ravens aren't mentioned. Screw every other team, cause those dudes are whack. In Baltimore, the only thing we know is purple and black. Go!
Welcome to the live stream. Shout out to everybody that is joining me live. Shout out to the people that are gonna watch the replay. People on Twitter, people on YouTube. Thank you everybody for being here. By the way, big shout out here to Mick the dog. Cleveland fan, that's okay. We love you for being here. But more than that, dude, I saw what you wrote there. I'll be praying for you, bro. I'll be praying for you. Make sure take care of yourself. I already had a listener once that had a battle with cancer, and hit me up if you need to talk to somebody. Hit me up in the DM. We can definitely talk. Shout out to you, bro. Anyway, free agency here. Free agency is here. It's been crazy. Ravens losing people left and right. We're gonna be talking about the people we lost, the people we added. That's the team that's right now. I mean, it's early. I mean, officially, free agency starts tomorrow, right? This is just tampering. But officially, free agency starts tomorrow. How's this team looking? Does this team look like a team that is right now competing or not? Also, we're going to talk about Jordan Morgan and my guy, Keon Morgan. So we're going to talk about both of them. Forgot to put here. Last name. I have my little notes. So we're going to get it. Let's get it. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for joining the live stream. Okay. So free agency starts, and every year, Ravens fans, we go through this. And the funny thing is, we had a couple of years where, like with Marcus Williams, like as soon as free agency started, boom, Marcus Williams. I'm like, what? Right? Like, what happened here? And like that, we have had our moments. But this year, we're back to more normal Ravens free agency, which is the meme, right? There's the guy with a stick, like, do something. And people are like, oh my God, what are the Ravens doing? Because pre this insanity, our Ravens are linked to Saquon Barkley. Ravens are linked to Jacobs. And there's another running back they were linked to, right? And somebody asked me, like, Sonny, what are you thinking at work? And I said, like, I don't want none of these running backs because all these running backs are probably going to be expensive. I thought Jacobs might be cheap. I said, like, Jacobs had a bad year. Maybe he's going to be in a 1 year prove deal, especially how the market for running backs is. And I said, Henry, like, I don't want nobody here breaking the bank as a running back because I don't know if the Ravens are going to use the running backs as if you're going to pay that much money for a bell cow running back, right? I think the Ravens are trying to transition to a more passing game. I'm hoping it's a more balance. That's what I like. But it seems like they want to pivot a little bit more. Okay. Saying all that, we see Saquon going for a bunch of money. Jacobs going for a bunch of money. Eckler went cheap, but I didn't want Eckler. But when Eckler went, I did tweet, and you can follow me at SCG Sports, that if Henry was a similar deal to Eckler out in. So Eckler got almost 6 per year, right? And if we think about Henry got 8. So not bad. And I know it could be up to 20, so up to 10. But that is if he hits certain incentives, which I'm assuming is, let's say, 1,000 yards, maybe leading, rushing, touchdowns, stuff like that, right? So overall, does not look out like a bad deal. Now, the problem that I have with us, the fan base, is we think about Henry, like he's Henry from that 2019 playoff. And if he's that Henry, look, we hit it grand salami style home run, right? Out of the park. I'm not sure if he's going to be that guy. But the question is, can he be a better version of Gus Edwards, right? Can he be significantly better than Gus Edwards, right? Gus Edwards was a guy that never lost a yard. I that's not true, but it always felt like Gus Edwards was a minimal no game, right? If they can figure out Henry in this offense, right, then this offense becomes deadly. This offense can become, I'm not gonna say unstoppable, but hard to contain, right? So I feel what the EDC and the Rasp over there and in the Baltimore Ravens front office was looking for us. Can I get Gus on steroids? Oh, Henry looks the part. And by the way, shout out to my guy Gus. We're gonna be talking about the losses too. Henry looks like that. Can he perform like that? That is the question. And if he can, it looks like a great signing. It looks like a steal. But as a fan base, we need to temper that expectation because what is the offensive outcome? What is the offense going to look like? Are they going to move to a more passing game, right? Henry's not that. Think about every time there was a 3rd and 5 or 6, what was the first thing that the Titans did? Take Henry out. Now, the great thing is we still had Keon Mitchell, right? And even we didn't pay Henry to be like a bell cow. My hope is that they can have a combination of those two. Keon Mitchell should be back around week 6, in my opinion. A combination of those two, shifty, elusive running back with hard pounding, B gap running back, and that would be spectacular. Okay, that's one. Let me also talk about Maravika because when Maravika signed, I said wow, and people are like, "Oh, wait, why you say wow?" And I said, "Damn." So, well, what do you say, damn? The reality is my first assumption is like, shit, that's a lot of money. And it still is, especially as a team that's a little bit cap strapped, and you will see Sunny, but we have more cap room now, which is true. But still a lot of money that we're gonna be tight. And my reservation with Maravika is a guy that I love. And I love his personality. And I'm rooting for the guy. But the thing that makes you pause a little bit is the good thing is to see transition up every year. And then year 4, big step, right? The question is, was that contract year step or is that gonna be a little bit more improvement next year. It doesn't have to be another leap of a step. Can it be from that leap more gradual, but from there, not up down here? And if that's the case, it's still not okay. So I was like, man, well, that's a lot of money, but whatever. I keep my boy Meek, and you know we're good. I'm very big on trenches, right? So let's keep our trenches solid. And then free agency starts. And I see what Chris Jones has now. Maravik is not close to Chris Jones right now. But then I see what Wilkes got and see what all these other D tackles got. I'm like, you know what? Maravik's deal already doesn't look bad. Like, if you think about it, he went and signed. And like a day later, maybe hours later, all these other guys, in my opinion, Wilkins is good. I think Maravik is better. But the thing is, Maravik was a third round pick. Wilkins was a first round pick, right? So that still gets attached to him. Leonard Williams, I think Maravik has played better than both of them. Those other two are more run stuffers than Maravik. I think Maravik needs to improve on his run defense, but impactful, I think Maravik is there, right? Now, those two, in my opinion, are also more in the nose tackle, beefier guys. Maravik has become a more nimble guy, but still. When I saw the deal, I'm not gonna lie. You guys know that I always said, like, I'm gonna critique everybody when it needs to be critiqued and praise anybody that needs to be praised. I for a moment paused, happy but paused because it was a lot of money. And then when I saw all the other deals, I was ecstatic. Now let's talk about their losses, right? Because 2 losses went to the divisional opponents. And by the way, shout out to my guy Lamar. Lamar is being funny there. You're dead to me. Also, thank you for everybody that's joining the live stream. Big shout out to Row Live, Baltimore 410, Cam the Baptist, and Gerald Lundwire. I hopefully got everybody that has commented. And if you haven't, if you're watching, please subscribe, hit the bell so you know when I'm live. And on Twitter, also retweet this, please, as I'm gonna try to grow the Twitter channel as well. Okay, so we lost Duvernay, right? I thought he got a lot of money for his production. It's basically for his kick return ability, and I think Duvernay is a good kick returner, but not a great kick returner, right? Time will tell. We'll see, but I'm happy for him. So he went to Jacksonville. Then we lost Geno Stone. Now, Geno Stone, we knew he was gone, right? He's the backup safety. I like Geno. From Iowa, 7th-round pick. I remember loving that pick when it happened. I thought he was going to be better by year 3, ended up being cut and then brought back and blah, blah. You all know the story. But to the Bengals, really? There's no other Team Geno? There's no other Team Geno. Whatever. Then we lost who? Who else? Gus Edwards. That hurt me. But Henry is, like I said, can Henry be Gus Edwards steroids, right? That's the hope, because we pay him about double what Gus got, right? So, but hurts because Gus, got the fought from undrafted to where he was. Hurts. It always hurts me when I see one of those guys leaving. But whatever. Not a guy that is unreplaceable. And then PQ, right? We also lost Phillips, the linebacker, and I'm blanking. I feel like I'm blanking on one here. I'm missing, other than PQ. And PQ goes to Steelers. And the thing with PQ, that deal, rumor was PQ won 18.5. He got about what, 13.5? That's like a steal. For what, in my opinion, and the crazy thing is, we're gonna see Ravens here right now, very defensive. Like, oh yeah, PQ ain't that great. No, PQ next to Roquan has been great, right? The question here will be: is PQ going back to pre-Roquan, or did he learn from Roquan, and that's the player he's gonna be? I like PQ. I like him a lot, and I criticize him a lot. After 2 years on the Roquan, I think he's definitely gonna get better, and I think he's ready to take that opportunity in that moment for him. to be better. So 13, 13 and a half, 14, whatever it was, I thought it was fairly cheap. Steelers got a great player, which sucks. Um, do we match well against a PQ type of guy? Well, PQ will be great against Lamar, meaning he will be a good spiker. He's explosive, right? I don't think PQ is good stopping a guy like Henry if Henry gets a steam, head of steam. Also, as a Keenan Mitchell, if you put him in the passing game, that's where PQ struggle the most. So we'll see. Thank you, Simpson, Darby. Yes, Simpson. Look, I've been saying. Actually, let me table Simpson for a moment. Darby. Let me talk about Darby. Darby was a guy that I thought played above what I thought he was gonna play. Great. We need to find another Darby, a guy that he can be outside corner 3, right? Rock Yassin, we signed him, and then in camp we noticed like this guy ain't it, right? This guy, he barely touched the field. But Darby, but Marlon wasn't there, put him. If Steven was taking a snap out, put Darby, right? Like he was your first in line. As soon as you needed an outside corner, go. We need to find that guy. He got paid 2 years, 10 mil. I mean, I think he's gonna be a really solid corner. The problem with Darby historically has been health. I think the role he had with the Ravens was great because he wasn't demanding a lot out of him. In the past couple of years, we have been able to find that corner. Look, might be Patrick Peterson. He got cut by the Steelers. If nobody signed him, he might be able to be signed for cheap, right? To be that CB3 on the outside. And that's the main thing, right? Now, Simpson is not like Matabike, but like Matabike. In the case of Simpson's first 2 years in the league, not great. He got cut by the Raiders, right? Like, I remember when Simpson was battling to be the starting guard. It's like, where the hell does this guy came from? I couldn't even remember when we brought him. We brought him. He played good. He was solid. He had a good year, really good year. Simpson. Was he perfect? No. I mean, he didn't break the bank either. He wasn't perfect, but he was solid. The question with Lyman, and again, this is like as a guy that loves the trenches. Like I want to build the Great Wall of China, right? I want Lamar to be protected. I feel like in the past couple years, the Ravens were planning for this. Simpson was a happy surprise. We brought this random guy. The guy played well. And then we signed, he was playing for whatever, pennies on the dollar, and he outperformed his contract. He left. Okay. But if we think about here, the guys we had Cleveland, right? At the end of the year, he looked better. He's going to year 3. When Powers, remember Powers? Ben Powers, when he made that step up was in year 3. And I always say, third round picks, that's when you want to see that step, right? At the end of second year, he was playing better. He has an issue with staying in shape or whatever with Harbaugh. He needs to figure that out. But the right guard, I think, is Cleveland's to lose. And you're not going to say Sonny, but what about the left guard, right? You have Salah, which was a tackle in Oregon but can play guard. It supposedly got drafted as a guard. So you have him. You have Macari that, in my opinion, look, Macari is another guy that has overperformed his contract with the Ravens by leaps and bounds. Because Macari is a guy that was a guard, and we as the Ravens are like here, like, you know what, Macari? I know you were a guard, but I'm going to throw you a left tackle. I'm going to throw you a left tackle against Myles Garrett. F it. Here you go. That's what the Ravens had done with Macari. But in my opinion, Macari is way better as a guard. I'm not even saying for him to start, but he is also going to factor in this mix. I actually hope that they leave him as the utility. As I was saying, as a corner, we need a utility corner. I'm hoping that's what Macari is, the utility lineman. Because he can be an emergency center. Like, Macari has played center for us, left tackle, right tackle, Left guard, I'm not sure if he has played right guard, right? And then last year, we drafted a guy that we knew he was not going to play. But I went back and look at his USC, I was going to say LSU, USC film for his, and that guy looks super solid. The question here is, he blew out his knee, right? As a lineman, you're bending your knee. Now, with a brace, I'm sure he's probably going to be fine. But if Voorhees is the guy that people were thought 2 years ago that he could have been, I think he was slotted to a second or a third. You have a steal there, and you might have your guards, Cleveland and Voorhees, as your guard, not paying them much, and performing Salas in the back, and Macari being your utility all-out guy. Now, the other question is here, tackles. What do we do with the tackles? Look, Stanley should be almost at the end of his career in Baltimore. If anything, I wish they went and had a heart-to-heart with Stanley and say, look, Stanley, I need you to take a pay cut. I need to take a pay cut, or I need you to cut you. And if you cannot find anything better, I can give you a reduce, because Stanley's body is breaking down. And he is eating a chunk of money. The problem is, I think they're fearful, and I'm not saying they shouldn't. They're fearful because what are you going to do? Who are you going to put in the left tackle? Macari, again, Macari's okay. Macari's not a left tackle. He's not. Again, I love Macari because he battles, right? It's like you being an engineer and they put you in as a doctor, right? Like it's a different position. Guard, tackles, different how you play, how you shift your feet, how you anchor, how you protect, right? It's way different. How you pull, right? Even in the running game. So I think that's the problem. And then on the other side, you think Morgan Moses can be cut. But if you cut Morgan Moses, are you really comfortable for Halele? Now, I think he, in the left tackle, as a left tackle, he is a zero. As a left tackle, every time I see Halele in the left tackle, I feel like I can cover better. I can block better. I can be there and just attempt the same as Halele does. On the right side, he plays a little better. He plays a little better. Now, does he play enough to cut Morgan Moses? Morgan Moses has been solid. Is he perfect? No. But you have a $50+ million guy in the backfield. I don't know if you want to play with that. Okay. Coming to the draft look. How I check on these draft prospects is very simple. I figure what is the positions that I think we need. Not what people say that we need, what I think we need. Then I try to look a couple mock drafts and figure where are these players going to be located for the Ravens, right? Like, I seen enough about Marvin Harrison Jr. because I saw a bunch of Ohio State games for the last 2 years. But am I really going to scout him? First of all, no. I already saw a bunch of games. But the guy from Washington, number 1. Also saw a couple games for him. I'm not impressed with him, but whatever. These players, I know the Ravens I'm not going to draft, right? The tackle from Penn State and Notre Dame. Are we going to get him? No. So why am I scouting them? But players that I think, or positions that I think we can draft. Tackle, receiver, and tackle more important than receiver. Corner, because Marlon Humphrey might be at the end of his career soon. I'm hoping not, right? I love Marlo. Corner, tackle, and the obligatory edge rush. Edge and receiver, we talk about it every effing year. Every effing year. We can't figure that out. I don't know what it is. We cannot figure edge and receiver. I think they're gonna sign Clowney or Van Noy, so I think edge will probably be way down. Maybe mid rounds. I'm gonna be doing mock drafts, not today, but I'll be doing mock drafts too. Receiver and tackle are my main 2 in corner. Those three are essential. We need to replenish. If you think about tackle, I think the interior is gonna be solid. Now we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think what they have in house, they have enough to put a solid interior. And the tackles, If they draft a tackle, they might be able to cut somebody late or trade, right? Other than that, that's it. You're gonna keep those tackles. On the receiver side, Aguilar played above my expectation, but I want him in the same position that he was, wide receiver 4. If he's a wide receiver 4, we gonna be super happy with Aguilar. This is the year that our guy Bateman needs to take a step up. If he wants to get paid any sort of money, right? Flowers should take a step up as well. Those are your 3 right now. I don't have a lot of expectation about Wallace. And then you have your tight ends to be better, right? Likely it's like a receiver, and then Manders is Manders. And then the running back situation, we could draft. I actually don't think you should draft any running back. Get undrafted guy. You have Henry, you have Keenan Mitchell, you have Hill. Those are your top 3. Get an undrafted guy, and GG, right? And then on the defensive side, your D lineman is solid. It's the same D lineman from last year. Your outside baggers, you're back to Ajabo, what is Ajabo? Do you know what Ajabo is? Ajabo in my book is an idea. A hope. He gets hurt too much. 2 years. How many games has he played? 3, 4, 5 maybe? Odafe Owe is a guy that you bring on any serious team. And look, I'm hoping Odafe Owe takes a step up again if he wants to get paid, right? But Odafe Owe currently is a guy that in any good team, he is a depth piece, right? A guy that is in the bench that you bring in your rotation, but not your main guy. And currently, the roster, as I said, as it is today, those are your H1 and 2. Bowser, I don't know what to think about Bowser. Bowser is like whatever. Bowser was hurt or whatever happened, right? It was very iffy throughout the year, so we don't know what's going to happen with Bowser. But Bowser is a good, whatever this injury was, a good player to be the first guy out of the bench, especially as your weak side, a guy that can cover. I like Bowser, right? I think Odafe should play more like Bowser, but he's basically more in the line all the time. So, and the other thing, sorry, you got a message. And the other thing we have, so that's the edge, that's the interior, then the linebackers. And then you have Roquan, right? You got Roquan, you're solid. And you drafted Simpson last year for this year. And the thing is, he was a 3rd-round pick, and I'm like, 3rd-round picks, you should take a minute. He redshirted last year. In the preseason, he was horrible. The last game against the Steelers, he was pretty good. We have Nemo about 3, but the problem with the cap space Nemo is nobody really knows until tomorrow with the league official. There's rumors that they already have agreed restructures. Tomorrow we will have more information about that. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, Thomas Morgan, as well. Okay, so linebackers, I think we're good, right? I think you should. Well, you have Malik Harrison. They can also fill up there. And you got the other kid from Michigan. I'm blanking his name. We had him for the past couple of years. Okay, and then we go safeties. Your top 2 safeties are there, right? And if you need an emergency safety, you can put Washington. But this is a year that if you can have a 3rd-round safety, you should draft him because Marcus Williams might be a cap casualty next year, right? And similar to PQ, you prepare. Okay? Then corners. The corners is the problem right now. Stevens played great. Hopefully he can continue one more year. And then the other side, Marlowe. What is it, Marlowe? How is he going to play? Is he going to be as good as the years before? Or is he going to be injuries again? Right? That's a big concern. And after that, who you have? Pepe Williams, injury prone first 2 years, but he's a slot guy. I'm hoping he's back. Well, the little that I saw, I like him. You cannot depend on him. And Armo Davis, you cannot depend on him either. So who you have after that? Oh, and Dillis Washington plays also slot. We're very thin in corner. So expect some corners on my profiles. Expect some tackles. Expect some receivers. Let's get it here. Says Pepe and Adarius Washington will be back and have Jalen Armour Davis and Simer. It's not great either. See, the problem is, let's get it. Is none of these guys that you mentioned aren't great or dependable. I'm hoping, but you cannot go there thinking about that. Thomas Morgan, I would love to know if they shop Marcus Williams. Trading Williams and keeping Stone would have been the way to go. Like, when Williams is healthy, he's been awesome. Last year, he played with a partially tore pec, and you can see he did not want to tackle. He wanted to push somebody that went with the one hand. Hopefully, he comes healthy. I think Marcus Williams is eons better than Geno Stone. I think Geno Stone is nice. I think Marcus Williams is way better. Way better. Okay, so let's talk about these two prospects. Let's talk first about a guy that I think we should aggressively pursue. This guy. For what I saw, I went back to watch some Arizona tape. And Jordan Morgan is the real deal. He is the real deal. And let's get it. Yes, I think that's a good comparable. We'll talk. That's my second thing here. 6'5", 311. 6'5", 311. He has the size, right? He has to. Actually, what is Stanley? Now that I'm thinking about what is, Stanley is. Damn, Stanley's only 29. Stanley feels like he's 50. No, I'm sure. I'm joking, Stanley. Joking. Stanley's 315. Or at least that's what they had the weight here. And then 6'6". So comparable, right? So I like that he's a left tackle. So I went and watched him again. The problem was, when I go to watch the games that I could find, right? It's not like I had all the games for Arizona State, not Arizona State, Arizona to watch. It's not like they have a bunch of games that I could watch, right? And then they only play so many good teams, right? Like, so it's hard to gauge for me these players sometimes, right? Because of the level of competition. But what I saw from him, I love. Plays left tackle. And for me, that's more important than the right tackle. Because I think we need to figure out Stanley. Stanley takes a lot of cap. Footwork was good. He was smooth. He anchored well. He moves well. The footwork was good. Great first punch, right? What that means is his reaction, right? He had it there. Movement was well. His sliding on the feet was well. Protection was well. There was a couple of times that I saw some players. So I wonder, against undersized players, how's that going to affect him? And a guy like Myles Garrett Myles Garrett's unhuman, not human. But he can bend, right? Like, I saw people that can get low. He struggled. So he tends to play a little high. I think he needs to sit down. He needs to sit that butt down a little bit and slide a little bit better. Obviously, we're pick number 30. So we are not here talking about the first 10 picks. I think Jordan Morgan is a good player. I think he is a good player. I think if we can have a Jordan Morgan, then we can. If we draft Jordan Morgan, I think the next thing you will see the Ravens do is after camp, if he plays like what they expect him to play, one of the two tackles will be gone. Maybe let's say it's Morgan Moses, and they say, "Here, you're gonna play right tackle first year, and then move to left tackle." They might do that, but this kid was playing left tackle. I actually don't think he had any snaps or very few snaps as a right tackle. I like him a lot. And if you go to Coleman, 6'3", 213. What was Anquan Bolden? What was Anquan Bolden measurements? And what is this? Anquan Bolden. There you go. Yeah, he's 43 now, but that's not what I want. I want to know what in combine position. Okay, he was 6'1", 220. So this dude is bigger and it's a little leaner. It's not, I mean, Bolden was thick. Not fat, thick. Like he was a strong dude. Okay. His hands. Remember, my criteria for running back, for a receiver is always what? How are you catching the ball? If I start seeing a game, right? So what I do, I went to Florida State, right? And because I don't have the time in the world, I put the game, and then offensive play. I see quarterback throws. If he runs, if there's a running play, I just keep forward onto the next play. Right? So I'm pushing through this game quickly. And then when anytime I see a receiver, I've done this in the past, that when he catches, just you see my Ravens logo, lets the ball come there. I don't care if he doesn't drop any ball. I automatically don't like him. I want it hints. I want it there, right? I don't want a corner to stick the fist between his arm and his chest to drop, right? No, there and then corral it, right? Extend. This dude was just hands. Also, by the way, for every player, I did not watch the combine. Why did I not watch the combine? The combine, I noticed, and again, I'm always here being honest, I noticed that I was getting biased by the combine. In the past 2 years, I stopped watching the combine. People tell me, oh, you saw what this guy did, this guy, that. Okay, cool. But I don't even go and check the numbers. Like, I don't know if Jordan Morgan pressed. I don't know how much he pressed. If he did his 40, I didn't care, right? But his hands were great. High points the ball. Tell me right now what receiver we have that can high point the ball. The Titans, not Flowers. Not really Bateman. Right? Who can high point the ball? Nobody. High points the ball, 50-50 ball. This dude had everything you want. And the thing with Coleman is he's a perfect complement to the receivers we have. Right? You have Zay Flower, your shifty guy, and basically gadget guy, drag route guy. He can do it all, right? He's your do-it-all receiver. And then you have Bateman on the outside. You know, he can be kicking the inside too. He's fast. Bateman's still fast. Not as consistent, but definitely can produce, right? On the intermediate passes and all that. This guy can be what Bolden used to be for Flacco, which is your 50-50 guy, right? Your big body receiver. We don't have any big body receivers. This guy can be that guy. Separation was the only thing. The most passes that I saw, he was always with somebody in his hip. And what that tells me was separation was not necessarily there. Route running ability is probably not as clean as you want. That could be teach, but it wasn't as clean as you want. So separation route running is something that needs to be developed. I think he could be a late first, which is what we're picking, or early second. The question for me, if we're really going all in, right? And if you love these two guys, is there a possibility that you can trade a little bit back to gain some picks, still get Morgan, and then trade up a little bit and get Coleman, right? So that's the main thing. Let's get it says there's a lot of big wide receivers in this draft. Yes, and that's good, right? I need in my life a big receiver, and Coleman is one, but I think I'm gonna be checking some other ones. If you want me to look at anybody in the weekends is when I do this. DM me players, and I'll look into those players, and then I'll bring them in the next week. I'm gonna be doing this weekly. So JHB said, "What do we do in the first round?" Like that, I said, "Oh, like I think tackle. I don't think interior at all. I will be shocked if it's interior. Like I'll be shocked. I think it's gonna be outside." Chief John said, "How's it going, Sonny? Great to see you on the tube again. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for joining the live stream again. It was a great / interesting first 2 days. Tomorrow, by the way, we're coming to the AFC North talk. So anyway, for all of you, I'll be doing this weekly. I'm gonna try to do it Tuesdays. Mondays or Tuesdays are coming live here, and then the AFC North talk is coming back again. So we're also gonna be having shows there. I appreciate everybody to come. I'm gonna try to have always 2 players that I'm gonna be talking about, plus any Ravens news and any other news that you guys want me to react. Thank you a lot for watching. If you're on Twitter, make sure you like, retweet the video. If you're on YouTube, like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you know when I come live. Thank you, everybody, and have a great night. Peace out.